It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm Roland Boyden alongside Joe Bushy, and this is a January 18th, 2012 edition of 5:45 Live. Joe, what do we got coming up here on deck?
Tonight, murder charges for a former Thompson House employee. More on the tragic train accident, including statements from the family. And the Brattleboro Select Board greenlights Bernie's amendment for town meeting.
All that and more, and remember, we do it all in 15 minutes, so stick with us.
We're here for an arraignment on an amended information alleging 2 new counts, I believe. Is that correct, Ms. Pratt?
Yes, but it's on count 17 and count 18 counts.
As to which probable cause has been found.
Thank you.
Welcome to this January 18th, 2012 edition of 5:45 Live. That's footage from the Windham County District Court, where yesterday 37-year-old New Hampshire resident Jody LeClaire was arraigned on charges of second-degree murder.
We would withdraw our earlier invocation of the 24-hour rule and waive the 24-hour rule and enter not guilty pleas with regards to these added counts and reiterate our not guilty pleas with regards to all outstanding counts.
Prosecutors are alleging that in March of 2009, while working as a nursing assistant at the Thompson House nursing home in Brattleboro, LeClaire injected 83-year-old home resident Nita Lowry with insulin in order to obtain her credit cards. The alleged injection sent Lowry into a coma, which ultimately resulted in her death after she was pronounced brain dead at Brattleboro Memorial Hospital.
And as we saw in the video before, she did plead not guilty. She's being held on a $150,000 bail. Last April, LeClaire was also charged with financial exploitation and attempted financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. All right, next, Dawn Pratt, the mother of 15-year-old Eric Pratt, who was struck by a train in Vernon Sunday night, spoke to the Brattleboro Reformer yesterday saying, quote, "This was a freak accident and no one should be blamed. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Amtrak engineer, all the people on the train, the volunteer firemen, and the emergency personnel who were there to help, who spent so much time at the accident site."
She told the paper that Eric was returning home with a friend and did not anticipate the speed of the train as they approached the private crossing line in Vernon where the accident occurred near their home.
Next, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is asking towns to make official support for his proposed constitutional amendment part of the ballot this March.
I want to see towns put the issue on their local ballots. I want to see state legislatures deal with this issue. We have to develop a very strong grassroots movement to make it clear to the United States Congress that corporations are not people and we don't want big money interests buying elections.
Last night, the Brattleboro
really
Select Board voted unanimously to approve for town meeting day an article that would urge Congress to pass the amendment. And we've got a little clip of that as well that I'd like to play.
The focus really is on what the effect is of the case, not necessarily the metaphors, which are important about corporations as human beings, but what effectively did this case do?
We were elected for, among other things, leadership, and we are exercising that leadership judiciously. Like I said, I want to play to win.
All those in favor of the motion on the floor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? 5-0. Thank you.
The amendment, officially entitled the Saving American Democracy Amendment, better known as the Citizen United Amendment, would no longer allow corporations the rights of individuals to contribute to political campaigns undisclosed amounts of money.
You can read the full amendment or the Cliff Notes and sign the petition supporting it at sanders.senate.gov. And you can watch the full Select Board meeting from last night at noon tomorrow. 2 clicks up the dial on Channel 10. Or find it in our extensive video-on-demand library at BrattleboroTV.org. All right, next, the Windham County Heat Fund needs your support. Joe, you've been running mates with Daryl Pillsbury for a long time. He and Richard Davis head up this campaign. You spoke with him earlier today.
That's right.
The Windham County Heat Fund is now doing what it does. We're in our 7th year. For all those that have supported us, thank you very much. We got to thank the Thomas Thompson Trust for an $8,000 matching grant, which we just meant. And their check should be on the way, which will help us out tremendously. But we're going through the money awfully fast. So if there's anything you can do to help the Windham County Heat Fund out, it'd be greatly appreciated. You can send a tax-deductible donation to Windham County Heat Fund in care of Richard Davis at 679 Weatherhead Hollow Road. Guilford, Vermont, or you can just stop into the Brattleboro Savings and Loan and tell them you'd like to make a contribution to the Windham County Heat Fund, and they know what to do. It's about keeping your neighbors warm this winter, folks. Your neighbors, your friends.
Next, it's Wednesday, which means new issues of the free paper The Commons hit newsstands and coffee shops around town. Each week, we'll try and get you a teaser trailer for the issue from The Commons downtown offices.
We have a story from Olga Peters on Ken Schneck, host of The Show Is So Gay, which is celebrating its 150th episode this week. In the arts section, we have a feature on New England circus arts. If you can believe Joyce Marcel trying to climb a fabric thing. In our voices section this week, we have an excerpt from Kate O'Connor's new book about Howard Dean and the campaign, and lots of other stuff in your comments.
The Commons is free, though Good Samaritans can purchase a paid subscription. For more on how to support the paper as well as content between issues, visit commonsnews.org.
All right, now we're going to ruck into our calendar in just a moment, but before that, I want to do my new favorite thing here, Joe, our high-tech traffic report.
Beat
So
the
we've
traffic.
got up on our screen here behind us, powered by INRIX and Beat the Traffic. We're going to take a look at what's going on here in downtown Brattleboro. Often a treacherous place for traffickers, so I want to make sure that we just have a little bit of time to get to that before we delve into what's going on the calendar and wrap up for the night, as we often have precious little time left here in our downtown studios. Let's try and take a look here as we fire it up here on the screen. I can kind of explain the way here that this works. I'm going to take a look. Now, orange, heavy volume, that's the code to that. Red means that basically standstill traffic, and green means good to go. So as we look at this here, Putney Road, heavy volume. 91 is fine. Now, the other day when we were doing 91, it was really rocky. But right now we're looking at pretty good for 91. But Joe, the hard part to choke down, and as it is quite often here, we've got solid red between High Street and Malfunction Junction.
Oh no,
go
figure.
I don't know how it happens, but that is
I don't
often
understand.
yeah. And then down Canal Street a little bit as we go out Western Ave. It's still heavy volume, but does pick up later. Again, 91 traffic goers are all set. Okay, just a little bit of time left, which means we can delve into our calendar, which means I can throw a dart at a board that says something random.
Those wobble.
All right, let's see. I believe we've even got the official script here for the calendar, so I get to find out who starts it off. Oh, okay, DRB coming up at 7 p.m. tonight. It's been moved because of Martin Luther King Day, so it is tonight at 7 p.m. It does not show live on BCTV, but you can find it later in the week on video on demand and, of course, on our channels. It'll be on Channel 10. Come live here, though, to this 230 Main Street Municipal Office. It's on the second floor, Brattleboro Select Board Meeting Room. All right, Joe, I'll continue the calendar.
Alrighty. Also tonight, the Living Memorial Park ski lift is up and running as we speak, all the way up till 9 p.m. tonight. And if I caught it right on iBrattleboro, they're offering free ski lessons there. Series of Thursday nights, I believe it is. Check more on iBrattleboro or with Living Memorial Park Snow Sports.
Terrific. And tomorrow, the Marina kicks off its regular Thursday open mic night. That starts at 7 p.m. at the restaurant off Putney Road on the West River. All right, we're going to try and wrap it up here, but first we'll do our BCTV schedule quick glance, which means TV's falling from the sky, and just try and quickly take a look at what's coming up tomorrow right here on Channel 8 at 10:30 a.m. Catch the rebroadcast of or I should say, catch the Vermont Workers Center story project lessons, or tune in at 8 p.m. for an open studio with BMH CEO and President Steve Gordon. And on Channel 10 tomorrow, kick off the day with a 10 a.m. rebroadcast of this episode, followed by a noon showing of yesterday's Brattleboro Select Board meeting. All right, that's about all I got here, Joe. But remember, we'll be back Friday with all the usual headlines, calendar coverage, cell phone cinematography, and the like, so be sure to tune us in then. That'll be 5:45 p.m. right here on Channel 8 this Friday. All right, Joe, thanks for hopping back up to the desk with me.
Down.
Do what we always say, and say for BCTV and 545 Live, I'm Roland Boyden alongside Joe Bushy saying good night, everybody.